welcome back to MyStreet, 5 years later, with your host, Jacob Butter, who promises he will fix his audio sometime, just not today. Alright, here we are, and we've already got a chat, actually. It's from MD Penguin. MD Penguin YT, of course. Good to emphasize that. Honestly, wish I'd done that when I made my Twitch name. But yes, hello to you. And also, we're in a bit of a similar situation to last time. Oh, first of all, my closet is apparently still open again. Let me just deal with that. Pride Month is over. We've got quite enough closets already to deal with. That is a joke, by the way. Everyone take your time with that kind of thing. Okay, so what I was saying, that wasn't the thing really. The thing really was that the video, once again, just like last stream, is still downloading. But unlike last stream, it's actually going to take 1 minute rather than, what was it before? It was some sort of barbaric number, like 22 or something like that. I have no idea. But yeah, we're on 67%, 68 now. So yeah, we're making good progress. So I will be stalling for much less time this time than I would otherwise be doing. So yeah, how are things, I suppose? That's one way of starting off the day. Well, not starting off the day. What am I talking about? I mean, starting off the stream. I don't know why I said starting off the day. I think it's because I'm thinking about a conversation I was having with my mum, actually, where she asked me, oh, was I alright at the start of the day? And because it was the start of the day, I didn't say I was neither good nor bad, because, you know, nothing really happened. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. 94, 95. So I'd have to go through that again. I mean, I could keep on talking about Team Starkid musicals. I left out the Harry Potter one on purpose last time. So I could save it. But no, I do not need to, because it is finished downloading and we can now actually begin. As long as I press the right button, that is. Which is this one. So, in that vein, today we are looking at You Are My Sun. Starlight, Episode 11. And yes, another live reaction. That is indeed what I do on this live site called Twitch. Yes, that is precisely what's happening. So yes, we've got this stuff here. I've got my snacks already, a combination of the pretzels and whatever these things are, confectionery, and the gusanitos from Spain. Slowly whittling those down. I have a different Levi mug this time, I suppose. Going to be interesting to think I think with Levi drinks, the bigger the surface area, the better that it is to execute them. Maybe those teacups might actually have been perfect for him after all. But oh well, we shall never know at this point. He's too busy promoting cigarettes in kids' videos by accident because of that poster. Anywho, we've already got an open door apparently, so this is going to go really well. Someone else must have barged in at some point. I can see Aphmau and Aaron just very slightly off there, so at least they're not going to be someone sneaking into their room this time. We've had enough of those thus far, and trust me, there will be more. So yeah, we shall see. Without further distraction, on with the reaction. Oh, also, they might be out of the room because now Aaron's been given clearance to go and enjoy the rides, which I guess must be ready at this point. So we're going to get to see the park, basically.
Well, it looks like someone
I'm with you on this one, Aphmau. It's been long enough.
is excited.
You have no idea. She's been dreaming about this moment since she was a kid.
We're going to Starlight Adventureland! There are so many rides and things I want to do!
Is that what we're calling it now? It's gone from Starlight Wonderland to Starlight Wonderland being just the center part of the island to Starlight Resort to Starlight Adventureland. Are they gonna ever think of a consistent branding for this place? Michael must get no customers in normal time. Oh, you see the big pink suitcase? Oh, I thought it'd be downstairs actually. Huh. I wonder why they brought it up. I saw there's like some other suitcases around. Are they gonna have to move all of their luggage as well to see the park? That doesn't seem right to me for some reason.
I'm looking forward to the haunted house.
Of course.
Well, it's going to be another 4 episodes, unfortunately, so you'll have to wait a little bit longer, Ghost. But trust me, it'll be worthwhile. Not for you, but for the audience.
Of course you would be. Haunted house?
What? I want to see how my fellow ghost brethren are represented in the media. It is very, very important to me. Speaking of talks of representation, there we go. Sent out a guest invite. I don't expect it to be collected this time, but just in case.
I can see it now.
Oh no.
Oh my Irene, Aaron, it's so spooks in here.
It's so and the sound effect of the ghost, I love it.
Don't worry, baby. I'll wipe out the nasty ghost for you! Bark, bark, bark!
Why?
Oh, Aaron, you're so brave and
Why the ding? What was... Oh, from the facial change, facial expression change. Of course, yeah. I wonder if Appa would have the same reaction if it went to Disney or Hawaii with Aaron. Well, Starlight Wonderland is basically the pseudo Disneyland of this universe. So this kind of already happened. As for Hawaii, I guess this is also an archipelago, so I guess that's kind of been covered already. And quite frankly, we've had enough tropical resort locations in MyStreet. If they're gonna go another holiday, I would hope it'll be somewhere a little bit different. Maybe the mountainside. Some rural town, possibly. I don't know. I say like I haven't just come back from both of those places and on holiday myself. And yes, this again, unfortunately. If you ask Melissa that same question of Disney or Hawaii, I'm sure she would give you a different response to me, but there you go.
strong. Hold me.
Yeah, baby, let's make out.
Are the lemons getting slightly closer to each other? Like, they're slowly moving in together. That's some keyframing right there.
I'm so excited!
Me too! We definitely have to do the haunted house!
I mean, to be honest, Melissa wasn't wrong in the lead up to those events, actually. She just got the wrong couple. Because if you think about it, it's the situation of, girl gets scared by ghost, guy comes in, takes her away from that situation, doesn't beat up the ghost or make it explode, granted, but, then afterwards they proceed to make out. It was pretty much the same, it's just, it didn't happen to apply to the couple she was anticipating. So there you go. Melissa's gift of prophecy, I suppose. That's not a thing, by the way. I'm just joking.
Come on, let's go move our bags to the docks.
Docks?
Mm-hmm. In order to get to all the islands here on Starlight, you have to travel by boat.
What? What did... I guess, yeah, you have to travel by boat or swim. I suppose, yeah, why not?
At least from this island. Some islands are different, I hear, so I'm excited to see what this boat looks like. Come on, let's get going.
But you don't really have to carry your entire luggage from your hotel to get there. Oh wait, is the pink suitcase downstairs so that Zane can take all of his stuff, including Kawaii-chan, so that Kawaii-chan can see the park herself? Because actually, with everyone's gone so far, she wouldn't really be detected by anyone else, so she could actually enjoy, this particular resort area here. And Zane could obviously be like, oh, I don't really want to go anywhere. I'm not feeling up to these rides and adventures and stuff. And to be honest, the person who actually convinced him to go along last time was Kawaii-chan. So, who knows how this would have gone down. That's right, you pat that suitcase.
I'm so excited! Starlight Kingdom has been the place my Miha has always...
Starlight Wonderland, Starlight Resort, Starlight Adventureland, Starlight Park, was it? Starlight Kingdom. so many different things. All, yeah, make this is all in the script. It's not like the actors are making it up themselves. It's in the script. Come on, script writers, make up your mind.
Wanted to go to. I'm so glad to get to share this experience with her.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of sharing experiences,
I kind of messed up recently, and I need to talk about it with you because, quite frankly, it was very premeditated of me, and it was kind of stupid. So just hear me out here, Sylvana. You might want to sit down for this one.
I really have been meaning to speak to Aaron. Maybe I should.
Sylvana, I was wondering, we've known each other since high school, and while we were close friends and all, and now that we're dating, I was wondering if...
Oh, they never dated in high school? I thought they did, because I thought Eric said that if he played his cards right, they could have been sisters. Oh, I guess maybe if he'd actually won her over initially. You know, that does make sense. And yes, Zane did in fact have that big suitcase just to hide Casey in it. That is how that went down. Pretty sure he got that. He got a giant pink suitcase just to fit her in it.
Maybe you might want to start thinking of taking our relationship to the next level.
What?
Alright, word.
You know, tying the knot.
But you're not wearing a tie.
Sylvana... Okay, I know I say this character is stupid all the time, but she is not this stupid. But also, Eric, this is the least romantic confession of all time. If you're going to do a proposal, do it properly. Come on. Just come on. Step it up a notch.
Oh! My
lord.
Irene! Well,
You've been avoiding this question for a while, so I was wondering if it was because of me that you didn't want to talk about it.
I mean, granted, you two have only been dating for, I guess, what would have been in-universe 2 years, so it's still fairly soon, to be honest. Another classic, oh, we're not getting any younger kind of thing for, you know, older couples like this, but still. Sylvana, go back to school, yeah. I normally agree with you, but I also pity the teacher who will have to deal with her, so, you know, maybe it's for the best.
Eric, it's not you. It's just...
It's me, yeah, haha.
Aphma's father. I had so many issues with him. We always fought, we never saw eye to eye, and... I mean, I felt trapped in that relationship. The only reason we got married was because I found out I was pregnant with Aphma. And I learned the hard way that being with him, all the fighting, it wasn't good for her.
I tell you what, I will take this opportunity to say this, getting a little bit serious for a second. You know, just because you find out that you're pregnant with someone's kid, doesn't mean you need to marry them. I mean, I know that this was, you know, obviously, you know, this happened, you know, some 20-odd years ago because of how old Aphma is now. But still, even back then, you know, doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, you know, as long as you're both there, just to support your kid, then, as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters. You don't have to necessarily go through an ancient religious practice that's that usually signified land ownership in the past. You know, if you don't want to. If you do, by all means, you know. I should like to myself someday, actually. It's something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time in general for my life, but, you know, not for everyone. I understand that. Anyways, Sylvana avoiding it like Zane with Koi-chan 14 episodes after. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's like, I guess Zane wasn't... I mean, did he avoid her for a bit? Kind of, but because he panicked, he had no idea what he was doing. Which, by the way, is also something that you shouldn't do. You know, you don't need to avoid somebody just because you don't know how to be in a relationship in your own mind, because, you know, that's something you can actually find out together, what works for you.
For us.
Sylvana, we never fight.
I mean,
I mean, you kind of have a couple of, like, random spats, but not really anything serious. I will say that much.
Have our differences. But I thought...
Yeah, once again, everyone has their differences. As similar as you might be to a person in a relationship with, you are going to find differences. That's always going to be a thing. No one's going to be 100% perfect for, everyone. That's just how it goes.
I was loved back then. Turns out I wasn't. Which is why I have a hard time in relationships still.
These concerns, actually, yeah, this might be the most, like, relatable and, like, vulnerable that Sylvana has actually ever been, quite frankly. I mean, I have nothing against what she's saying right now at all. I mean, obviously, I've said stuff, to the contrary, but it's something that, you have to actually learn. Doesn't, whether you're young, whether you're older, doesn't matter. It comes to everyone eventually, and it's just one of those things that it's kind of how you think the way the world should work because of, the past and what we're actually told at one point and how we end up perceiving ourselves. But yeah, eventually you realize that that's not really at all the case. Take a step back and think, how about no? I'm heavily paraphrasing here, but you get what I mean.
I know you're not like he was, Eric. But I'm not ready for this. And if we need to talk more about it, we can.
Nah.
That's honestly, again, the healthiest thing that she could have said at this point. She's not ready. She can talk about it later, at some other point. And that's great, she's opening herself up and she's, letting herself not only be honest, but also potentially be consoled in the future. It's not like Eric's going to really take offense to this, necessarily. I mean, I personally don't think I would have taken offense to if I were Eric was, her avoiding the question altogether without giving explanation, which now that she has, is no longer in operation, so,
It's okay. Really, I know we're too old to be thinking about that kind of stuff anyway.
That's, again, also not true. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff about this, and I'm being very weird here, because on one hand, this is a very realistic interpretation of insecurities in a relationship. So, but I know I'm just like, going through and debunking everything that they're saying, but I'm not expecting them to know it in this situation. It's not like all the other times where I've said stuff like, oh, why you remember this thing that happened here, or, why in your mind, because of all the stuff you've done in the past, why is this any different? Like, not that kind of stuff. That's my usual thing. For here, it's more so, I get where you're coming from, and eventually, because you're both eventually smart people, sometimes when you want to be, then you'll end up discovering these things for yourself, and that's again something that is very, very good to portray to an audience, and let's see, you're not too old, you're not growing any white hair. Actually, no, it's got like the same kind of highlight that Caitlyn has. Maybe he dyes it, I'm not sure, doesn't matter. Yeah. And honestly, yeah, it feels kind of interesting, as if I'm like indirectly speaking to an obviously middle-aged couple, and giving them advice that you normally give to young people just starting out in relationships. But then again, I suppose if you're in the case of Sylvana, I possibly only dated one person because of the whole senpai thing from last time, because Michaela Laws voices her, and end up marrying them, then I guess maybe you wouldn't know any better. You just kind of skipped that process altogether. Yeah, who knows?
It was just a thought I had. So, Starlight Adventureland!
Yes.
Am I going to add that to the list of names? I think I like that. No, that was already there. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We have to get packed and we have to hurry. We're going to miss the boat. Everyone is taking every note.
Okay, so I'm glad that Sylvana's panicking over that, and it's like not an excuse just to avoid the conversation, because they've had the conversation. Because normally when she does that, it's like, oh, look, Miha, a distraction. Let's pay attention to that now. Of course. You know, that kind of thing. Something Beyonce. But no.
Oh no! Come on, let's hurry!
Okay. I'm about to do something that I never thought I was going to do in all the years that this project of 5 years later was going to last. This is going to be a very solemn moment, but they've given everything that just happened there, and the way that it was portrayed and executed, and just how human it seemed. I'm going to have to do it. Eric, and more importantly, Sylvana, Levi drink. That felt wrong on so many levels, but it had to be done. Let's continue.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel.
Here's the boat!
Fantastic, there's the boat. Where's your luggage?
For some reason, that squeal sounds familiar.
And so does that voice. We'll get to him in a second. One of the best songs in MyStreet. Yeah, fair enough. You know, again, it's as Jason said. It was so good it got a second season. Although I personally think my favourites of all the Aphmau intro songs is, of course, In the Blink of an Eye from Ultra Nova. But, you know, as far as MyStreet goes, Faster Car is up there.
Huh? That voice.
Ho 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 ho! I knew it! I'd never forget a voice.
Of course.
Guy?
The one and only.
No way! Guy! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it's you! Wait, I thought you worked at Level of Paradise.
Oh, I did. I did used to work there.
Get fired or something? Ow!
Did Gar just punch Zane's mask off?
Me? Never. I am just here to spy. I mean, try a new summer job. That's right.
Okay, saying spy. Spy on who? I forgot where this plot point goes. Also, there's no way they could fire Guy. I'm pretty sure Love of Paradise would crumble without him.
Love Paradise is going through a revamp, and I pride myself on
Oh, spy on the competition. Yeah, I see.
making summers fun. So, while things are changing back on Love, I had to work somewhere for the summer. But after this, I'm going back to my old job on Love.
Awesome! It's
That's fair. To be perfectly honest, like as a resort and as a place for a vacation, Love Paradise actually does seem like the better location in a weird way. I mean, obviously the season itself was not, but as far as everything went, you know, the set was fully established. We saw a bunch of the rides. It's obviously very expensive, but you have competitions to get in. You don't have to be like a super exclusive and rich business conglomerate to afford any tickets for people. There's a lot of stuff there. Also, of course, the park isn't owned by Demon Warlock, but, you know, beside that part, you know, it does seem kind of interesting. Hey, Apple, since Guy's here now, you still want to know how I did that disappearing magic? I mean, quite honestly, in Season 6, that would have come in really handy, so I wish he had told him. Told everyone. Him. What? Told her, and told everyone, and Lucinda, and I'm getting mixed up now.
great to see you then.
You too, sweetheart. Ooh, that's your boyfriend. I didn't know he was a werewolf.
Well, you see, you did know him as the best dog dad ever, so I suppose now that makes sense in hindsight.
I was hiding it.
Aaron, that was his name. I'm good at remembering names by voices.
Well, hopefully you've forgotten his last name, because otherwise we're gonna have a problem here.
Either way, that's awesome you're a werewolf. I never had guessed it.
I knew we were gonna get some bad puns, but that is on a whole extra level. That was just dreadful, even by his standards.
Speaking of boyfriend...
Hold that thought, honey. I know exactly what you're going to say. Oh, first Nate!
Oh, first Nate. You know what? That's better. You're getting better, guy. Keep up this level.
Yo, bros. What's up?
Nate!
Sup, dude?
Sup? I'll be your lifeguard for this ship.
He keeps the ship from sinking. Alright,
Well, someone's got to in this fan base.
then you guys, enough chit-chat. Welcome aboard my boat. I'll be your guide to Starlight Adventureland. All aboard!
Oh, look at that! It's you, Eric, isn't it? I remember you from the kissing competition. Let's not talk about that, shall we? I'd rather put that behind me now, you see.
Sorry, Relate!
Just in time.
Are Mom and Dad joining us?
Dad texted earlier and said that he had some business to take care of.
Oh my word, we're doing the dad has business thing again. Okay, I get now that he's probably dealing with Zach, but considering the childhood that these two had, it's not a good look that he's now having to go back again.
So they're planning on taking the next ferry. Don't worry. At most, they'll be 30 minutes behind.
Oh, alright. Well, let's go then.
That was a year ago, I don't think he wants to remember it. Yeah. Although Guy would bring it up, because, you know, he's all about that love. Of course. Oh, we do get to see, speaking of Love of Paradise, we get to see Celestia roaming around for a bit. It has been a while. And actually, I saw the Everything On With Emerald's Secret today, actually, just as a casual video I was watching, while I edited some Minecraft Adventures. But the I remember that a quote from that one was, "The ugly cat gets one last appearance and then fades from reality." So maybe Jason wasn't so keen on Eli the Third's design, and I guess maybe that's why Alexander comes back in. Although, has Alexander shrunken? Because I'm pretty sure he was much bigger than that before. And yes, if Dante was here, it'd be more traumatizing. Actually, if Dante was here, I'd play that scene a little bit differently. If Dante was around, I would have Guy look around the room going, "Wait, you two seem familiar as well." And then I have a close-up on Dante, with some ominous music, close-up on Eric as well. They look at each other, and then a shot with them together going like, no, don't remember that, please don't remind me. You know, that kind of thing. That's how I would do that one. This is why Dante having relevance is not a problem. It actually does benefit things.
It's so beautiful.
It is.
Let's do the Titanic thing.
What?
Come on. Paint me like one of your French girls.
That's a different scene. This is the On the Top of the World. I haven't seen all of Titanic, but I know that reference, and it's not done here.
Oh, my Irene.
Please?
Oh. Also, considering what happens right after that scene, from what I understand from the movie, that's definitely a risque reference, Afmal.
Alright, fine. but I'm gonna be embarrassed if anyone starts to stare.
I live to embarrass you.
You know what? That is the most relatable sentence in a relationship that I've ever heard.
I'm flying!
Nate, look! They're doing the Titanic thing on my ship without me asking! How cute!
Without you asking. As the captain, I don't think you should be pushing ships in that way, necessarily, Guy. Dial it back a little bit. And you say, yeah, now Dante became a side character and Zane got the spotlight. I think the last time that Dante had more plot relevance than Zane, actually, at any given time, was actually at the very, very start of MyStreet Season 1. Like, you know, before, like, the first 10 episodes, maybe. Possibly less than that. That's the only time I think that Dante was ever, like, more relevant than Zane at any point. Unless you count diaries, but, you know, I mean, like, in MyStreet.
Oh, cool.
Quick, get my camera!
I'm kind of steering the ship, you know?
Oh, never mind, I'll use my phone. I bet they're saying sweet nothings to each other.
Aaron, I'm dizzy, put me down! I'm trying to hold you, don't fall! I can just ruin everything. What are they actually going to say, though? Because I'm sure it's going to be something else.
Stop tickling me, I'm gonna fall!
I won't let you fall!
Oh, you know what? I was close. I will take that. I will take that.
I'm gonna die!
What? You're supposed to trust me!
Yeah, and it's also Jack that dies, not Rose. Spoilers, sorry. Shouldn't have said that.
Alright.
Aaron, you're standing now on the battleship with no support. What you've done on the battleship, you probably want to get down.
I totally got you. I trusted you all along.
Uh-huh.
Really? He proceeds to lift her and take her back.
Really? You know I would never let you fall.
Yeah, you'll never let her go, Jack. Yes, we know the reference. Thank you.
I know.
Ah, look! They have chocolate.
Hold on. Imagine there was a blooper scene Aaron dropped Aphmau. That would be amazing as well. Yes, they would do that as a blooper scene.
Cupcakes, and they're amazing!
Really? Aaron, do you... never mind.
Well, are they all chocolate? I don't think he said chocolate cupcakes, did he?
Hmm?
Well, let me just rewind that for a second. Yeah, hold on.
Really? You know I would never let you fall.
I know.
Ah, look! They have chocolate cupcakes,
Oh, he did say chocolate cupcakes. Sorry. Yeah. All right.
and they're amazing!
Really? Aaron, do you... never mind.
Hmm?
I don't want to have chocolate cupcakes if you...
Go and have cupcakes with your best friend. It's fine. Honestly, this is me in a lot of situations. So I'm vegetarian. So when I'm out with friends for meals in real life, this has happened a couple of times, especially like in one-on-one situations. The friends often ask me something like, "Oh, was it okay, if I don't want to eat meat or seafood in front of you or something like that?" And honestly, that's kind of like my attitude in terms of swearing. Actually, if I'm fine people doing that around me and eating meat and stuff around me, it's just I don't like doing it myself. That's the difference. Yeah, and obviously don't swear on camera, hopefully, because I'm trying to keep the channel as clean as possible, which is becoming increasingly difficult over the years, but, I try. Yes, Aaron did have chocolate before during my seasons 1 and 3. In fact, even in The Big Move, he actually tasted red velvet cake in the scene where Michi appears for the first time. That whole, situation where, who buys cakes together? Couples! Gareth, we must interfere! That one. He has red velvet in that one. But they do actually say that he was always quick to, vomit it up afterwards or to have small doses to make sure that he wasn't, going to die or anything. So it's kind of like that. as far as I understand from the canine inspiration that they're taking from this, I think if you give dogs like a tiny bit of chocolate by accident, they'll probably feel uneasy but won't immediately keel over. It's in massive amounts. That's, I think, the logic they're going on here. But for once, Aphmau actually did address a plot hole that could have potentially emerged in a series. So, you know what? I will give credit for that as well. And yes, don't cuss we get hit with the yellow mark. That is another thing. But honestly, like, even before the yellow mark was even invented on YouTube, I was already concerned about that from the get-go, because I want it to, this channel to be able to be watched by anyone who was interested in the topics I talked about of any age. Particularly because I was inspired by Paul Soros Jr. and he's always been very family friendly. But yeah, I don't know. Just something that I've always felt about this particular place. The Butter Bunch is a whole other story. That's just that's just the Wild West in videos that don't feature just me exclusively.
Af, it's fine. That shouldn't stop you from enjoying it. You should go get some.
Again, it's what I say about meat. If you like to eat meat, then by all means go ahead. As long as you don't do what some friends did to me on an expedition and actually like throw like chunks of fish at me, yelling the words protein. As long as you don't do that, then you're fine around me. And yes, that did actually happen at one time. I still remember it.
Yeah, go for it. I'll be here waiting for you.
Alright. I'll be right there, Zane. I'll totally tell you how bad they are.
Uh-huh. Yeah, go get your cupcakes.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh, hey, Sylvana.
I saw you holding my daughter over the aquatic precipice below. Please don't do that anymore.
I heard you finished your therapy. That's awesome to hear.
That's why I'm
Thanks.
here, but yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better. But sometimes I still feel sharp pains in my scars. But that only happens every once in a while.
Yeah, you see, that's why Aphmau's trying to heal you, you muppet. You were asking that question before.
Yeah.
My eyes are down here, Sylvana.
I still can't believe you were a werewolf this whole time.
Yeah.
Aaron, I have a question for you. I know this might be personal, but Aphmau told me everything. Everything that happened at the lodge.
Actually, well, yeah, I think he kind of... Oh, wait, no, you guess he wouldn't have known that because he was already on a commission when Sylvana came back. Excuse me. 1 second. Okie dokie.
I asked her about it. She needed someone to vent to throughout her year alone without you, and I did my best to lend her an ear without fear of anyone finding out what you were.
I mean, that's honestly brilliant. I think that's probably one of the best actions you've ever done as a parent, Sylvana. Definitely appreciate that. I say it like it happened to me, but you know what I mean. Also, welcome, Aiden.
Oh, not really alone.
What was that? That was like moonspeak. What happened? It was like backwards talk.
Someone else is coming.
Oh, I wonder who it might be. Oh, gee, what a surprise! I'm so shocked. All right, between Doodle Bob over here and the sudden surprise. All right, welcome you two. You actually missed an event that I didn't think was ever going to happen in my life. I gave Sylvana the Levi drink. Yeah, I know.
What was it? Wait, what prompted it?
Well, it was an open conversation that she had with Eric about her fears in relationships and her past and the marriage that she was, she felt trapped in, and such, going over those things in a very mature fashion, you know, without resorting to any sort of cartoonish antics. And I just thought that was a really good message to actually send out. So yeah, at last, she received the Levi drink from me. After, I don't know, like 200 episodes, I'm not sure what we're at right now.
But there was one thing I was curious about.
Well, there's two things you're curious about right now. They're on his head. Stop staring at them.
Something that boggles my mind. What happened to you after you fell from the cliff?
Oh, well, you see, I talked to a goddess.
Jesus Christ.
I literally had a Deus Ex Machina moment.
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, Sylvana, are you very religious? Yes.
If you're not, let me tell you about this wonderful thing called God.
Let me tell you about the word of the Lady Irene. She saved me. I've been saved by her grace. Hallelujah. I don't know.
I was dreaming. I was remembering my life.
No, you weren't.
What?
Actually, no, he was. He from the after.
Yeah, no, that happened.
Yeah.
Did
After
you
the
get
whole
back up?
goddess thing.
Huh?
From what I was told, it sounds like you were in a terrible situation. One that a normal person would probably not have come back from. The fact
Well, you
that
see,
it
that's
took
what happens with the power Irene.
Yes. I'm sure that, you know, having a vendetta for making a Beyonce joke for 10 years did not help with that situation.
more than a year to recover, and you're still recovering to this day. It boggles my mind at how you managed to survive.
This is just Jason talking to Jess. It boggles my mind how you managed to make him survive somehow.
Oh yeah, apparently they've had lengthy discussions about, you know, lots of aspects of this show, right down to the detail of Gareth calling Zane baby brother, which apparently Jason's not a big fan of.
You know what? It kind of sounds like you and me sometimes with some of our discussions.
I think so, yes.
Kept thinking about her and how much she meant to me.
Huh?
Throughout my life, Aphmau has saved me from things that I feared the most. Being different, being alone, being afraid of who I am. I still struggle with those things. These wounds, they won't heal easily.
You know, if I hadn't given the Levi drink already, I would do it here.
I remember how she looked at me, how she cared about me, and how in those moments, back in those mountains, how she needed me. It didn't matter what happened to me. All that mattered was getting her back to who she was. The person that I came to know.
You love her in a way I'll never know.
Yeah. Oh wow, you know, Armal's such an overrated ship. There's nothing to them. They take up so much screen time. Yada yada yada.
Huh?
Eren, when I first met you, I hated you. For
Well,
reasons...
actually, you didn't hate him at first. You hated him after Beyonce joke.
Yeah, you kind of like were apprehensive of him because he didn't come dressed for dinner, apparently. But you know.
I now realize we're completely selfish.
Yep.
Childish.
Yep. Oh no,
Really?
keep going. There's more. Yes.
Out of everyone in Aphmau's life, I hated you the most. The way she looked at you made me fear losing my baby. Eren, I'm sorry.
For what?
The way I acted towards you in the past. I'm sorry.
Sylvana, you were just trying to protect her.
Don't excuse her. Don't
Don't excuse.
No.
I understand.
I'm having emotions right now, Eren.
Okay, fine. You get one cartoonish response. Okay. You've been great this episode. I will allow that one. Okay. It's fine.
I'm having a
Let
emotions
me
right now.
Things.
Okay.
I'm feeling things! Oh, woe is me! I am dragging myself down into the pits of despair!
Go on then.
I was always afraid of losing my baby. She was the only love I had.
But, you know, I also wanted grandbabies, so conflict of interest.
I wanted nothing but the best for her.
I feel like I'm not stepping over the whole grandbabies thing. Like, that was like a trait per episode. And then, you know. Yeah. Oh, well, technically 2 episodes, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
The way she...
Well, I mean, I think it would. Yeah, I think she was probably still thinking about it afterwards. I imagine she wouldn't have dropped that.
I mean, I imagine grandbaby fever is like baby fever.
Essentially, yes. And again, if the situation with Sophie was anything to go by, from what she reported to me, her boyfriend's mum did not drop that subject until her boyfriend's brother actually had his baby. So, you know, she got what she wanted eventually, I suppose. Hold on.
Me very not discreetly typing in private chat.
Yeah, it's just because like I think I misread something that you said in there.
Growing up, I knew that look.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell the name.
I just didn't want you to be a pretty picture. I was afraid of her falling for someone who didn't let her love them.
Well, surely, if you actually ask Athmar about, you know, the person that she's falling for, and about the interaction between them, you kind of figured out that kind of thing.
Yes.
Who never made her feel special.
I mean, I will say, actually, from a couple of relationships ago, whenever I would talk about my then girlfriend to my parents, it wasn't really a pretty picture, because she wasn't really properly around, and as we found out later, there was a very not, I wouldn't say a good reason, but there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, because of everything else that was going on in her life, I made excuses for her over the fact that I didn't really seem to be getting anything back from that particular relationship. And so yeah, I was kind of blind to all of the warnings that I got from people. And I do actually regret that, and I've apologized for that to those people to this day. But yeah, there does come a point, especially if your kid is that young, when you know these things will eventually sink in if they're actually enforced in a way that, you know, makes sense, and you see that it comes from a point of concern, not from a point of, I don't know, cartoonish stereotypes or whatever Sylvana was going for in the original seasons.
But now I see there is no one better for her. I'm so sorry it took me this long to realize it.
You're not afraid of me being an Ultima?
I trust you.
Not for another season.
Nah, yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, there's so much progress in this one episode. Dang it. Anyway.
And I know that you're planning on asking her to get married.
Yes, because being an Ultima would not be a concern in marriage, but it would be when dating. That's how it works. Yeah, of course. Why not? Yeah.
Does everyone know?
Everyone except for Athma, apparently.
Well, didn't Aaron and Sylvana have a conversation about this as far as Starlight Wonderland went?
Oh, no,
Doesn't
they
know.
did.
Good.
I think it slipped
But,
his mind.
Aaron, even before you ask her to be with you...
Yeah. Aaron, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't hide the ring in a drawer, you idiot.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's
know
a terrible
that-
hiding spot.
Yeah, and don't go and check on it when Athma's right next to you as well. That's also a very bad idea.
I consider you my son. Even if things don't work out, you've earned my love and respect.
Sylvana, thank you.
Aaron! Mom! They got churros!
Churros?
Churros?
And the sentimental moment is ruined by churros.
No, well, it's being ruined by food.
Should just emphasize it. They make it better. You enjoy delicious food at the same time. It's great.
Or made better.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Made better. Vea comer los churros, hombre.
Every argument
Bombea la
ever.
sangre española. Sorry, I got
Every
excited.
sentimental thing ever. I'll just be like, but sure. That's how I resolve things.
Actually, you're right. Made better.
Shall we?
Yes.
After you.
Although I will say one thing, it's important to note that sometimes with churros, like the one like big thing that you normally have alongside them is chocolate. They're not essential, but it happens a lot. So you know, be careful to all the werewolves out there wanting to chomp
Oh
down
yeah,
the
Emily,
delicious
you gotta be careful.
Oh, don't ruin churros for me. God damn it.
Maybe I have someone like Aaron in my life.
Ooh, pondering.
Very true. And if he gets his way, he'll be even more like Aaron. But, you know, good thing that got dropped.
Well, for another few episodes. Like 20. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try your
Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at me, nothing can break me. No, nothing can break me. Try.
Alright, that's enough of that. Okay. Wow. Wow. This episode did what I thought was absolutely impossible. It gave a Sylvana-centric episode where she was the best thing in the episode and also wasn't obnoxious and didn't drag me down again into the depths of insanity. Yes, absolutely, yes. 100% round of applause there.
Yeah.
I mean, you fixed Sylvana. That is impressive. Like, my goodness. That's is what I have to say about that. And she didn't only earn, one Levi drink moment, but several more later on in the episode, and I just completely forgot about that part. Just how it keeps on going. Who knows? Maybe at the time when I first saw this episode, I sort of thought that, a lot of this stuff kind of fell on deaf ears because it seemed like she was just trying to make excuses about what had happened. But now that I see it again, 5 years later, that is not the case at all. It's somebody finally coming to terms with, all the wrong they've done in the past, acknowledging that it was in fact wrong, however funny it may have been to an audience, and moving forward from there. And yeah, I absolutely think I think that might be the best episode so far in the season, like up to this point. Not the best.
I feel like we did something similar in Moon Girl.
I mean, we potentially have done that for a number of people.
True.
I mean, for crying out loud, the whole point of Through Her Eyes was about going into Felix's motivations. So yeah, can understand that. Yeah, wow. I'm sort of in shock that that's how it had turned out. But there you go. Anything else that you two have to add?
Nope, nothing I can think of.
This is why guests coming in late to the stream doesn't always work out, by the way.
No, I mean, I got some stuff out of it. I remember this episode about the conversations about not me feeling like you'd get married and stuff like that, because,
I bloody don't. But,
But for what I saw, I remember this episode well.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I really regret how, for some reason, I blanked this one. I have no idea why it happened, and it's not going to happen again, I assure you. I will make sure it doesn't.
Relationships are hard.
They certainly are, and that's kind of... Ultimately, that's like a big message in Starlight itself, actually. it goes into the ideas of all the relationships and stuff, and the ships that everyone cares about and such, and even ones that people don't necessarily care about. I don't think anyone was clamoring for more Sylvana and Eric content, but we got it nonetheless. And it addresses the intricacy of that in a way that I think really there needs to be more of, actually, just in things in general. Which is why I say this a lot, but it's all fine and good having shows where the main romance story revolves around people getting together. I know of a certain two people that are still working on one of those shows to this very day that happen to be right here in front of me. One of them is, and then also Echo. Anyways,
yes.
Regardless of that, yes, those are all fine and good. But my point is, what I was trying to say before was the fact that what I like to see more of, actually, in general, is the shows that go into how the relationships go forward. Whether that be in future seasons, like MyStreet does, or if it's, something where the characters get together to start off with, and we see how they actually play off of each other, and they discover, what they want from and for each other in those moments. Like puppy love, Doesn't really matter which one when you actually do. I love them both. And yeah, we definitely get the former one here, and I'm all for it. I'm remembering now more so why this was one of my favorite seasons, if not my favorite season of MyStreet. Certainly beats Love Love Paradise, as Guy will probably discover as he remains in this show. Oh yeah, I think you missed Guy before, actually.
Oh, I missed Guy? Oh.
Yes, and of course, captain of that ship that they're on, with of course his first Nate, which I thought was the best pun that he's done in a while. Anyways, so never mind, but perhaps you'll be around for the next episode, which happens to be Dream Come True, episode 12, and that will be on July the 5th. Same time, same place, 5 years later. So I'll see all of you here for that, hopefully. But before then, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you've not done so already. Also subscribe to Aiden and Emily, as well as, let's just throw in Echo there for no particular reason, no connection, but
yes, no reason at all.
Absolutely. So
Just deserves
Alright. Okay, fine. On that note, until next
time.
Farewell.
Farewell.